Saturday Night Baseball is live and on the air on the show. And now here is John Baker to bring us the broadcast. To take it away, John. Thank you, Bob, and a good Saturday night, everybody. We welcome you into our live broadcast as it is the fifth game of our six-game set between the visiting Wichita Wind Surge and your San Antonio Missions. Well, tonight, after the game, sit back, relax, enjoy the best fireworks show, courtesy of West Creek Trail Rides. Series continues one more time tomorrow as we have a 1:05 first pitch. Gates open at 12 noon. Missions after tomorrow will head to Frisco to take on the Frisco Rough Riders in a six-game set before returning on Tuesday, May 26th through the 31st to take on the visiting Corpus Christi Hooks. Go online now at samissions.com, purchase and print your tickets from home. You can also follow us all season long here on YouTube Live. And don't forget to download Bally Live. It's completely free. It's for free without paying anything. And just got to say, it's free without cost. Well, anyway, joined in the booth by my partner and friend, Bob. How you doing there, Bob?
Doing good, John. How are you?
Doing good. Well, got to say, Wichita winning Thursday night 1-0. San Antonio last night winning 1-0. And so far down to the final two games of this 12-game homestand as we go through tonight and into tomorrow afternoon for Sunday. And so far, got to say, it's pretty good that we're almost to the end of our 12 games. And so far, going to be a pretty good one.
Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right. It's been a long 12-game homestand. And so far, it's getting pretty good. But we're going to see what happens in this one.
Well, that is for sure. Well, anyway, got to say we are just about set to go for the top half of the first inning on this Saturday evening. This will be our last game on the evening. And so far, well, it's our last night game is what I'm trying to tell y'all. But anyway, just about set to go for Wichita, top of the first inning. And so far, we're just about set to go. Partly cloudy as we go through this evening. Temperature at 87 degrees. Boy, about feeling like summer nearly.
Yeah, I got to say, John, the home crowd's looking good, and so far it's just really, really good.
Well, lefty Jackson Wolf is coming in for the Missions here tonight. So far, 2 nights of flying chanclas and San Antonio back to their home white uniforms. SA logoed cap, and so far, pretty good. Well, here is number 47. Here is Maddox Houghton as he'll come in. And here's the pitch. That is fouled off, and we are underway on this Saturday evening. No balls, one strike here in this half inning. And that's a high pop-up straightaway left field. And it is the left fielder, Kai Murphy, to make the play. And there's one down. Saturday lineups look like this. Houghton, Ortega, Gonzalez will lead it off for 3. Amick, Mendez, and Lugo be middle. Culpepper, Spain, and Olivar will round it out for the Wind Surge here this evening. Jorel Ortega coming in now. And the pitch. That one is a high flyer. And that is foul. The count now 0-1. No balls, one strike to the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the count now 0-2. 0-2. Here's the delivery. That one is a high pop-up and out of play foul. And here's pitch. Swing and a miss. They got him. Well, that'll bring up the left fielder, Gabriel Gonzalez. So far, partly cloudy skies, going overcast overnight. Sunday morning throughout the whole day on Sunday is cloudy conditions. As we get ready to wrap up our 6-game series against the Wind Surge. No balls and 2 strikes to count now. And here is the pitch. And that one is a high one. Deep. That's gone to left out of here. And Gabriel Gonzalez puts one out of reach, and that's 1-0. By golly, that was really neat. When we all looked at it, it was right out of the ballpark. Yeah, it sure was, Bob. Everybody knew it. It was out of this ballpark as that baseball got hit. Here is Billy Amick as he comes in, as that's a inside strike, and it's the count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, the count, and the pitch. Right there, ground ball, straightaway third, flip it to first, and he is safely on. Ooh, and that's going to be a scores decision at E5 on the first baseman. Not a good thing as we all look at it. Oh, I know, and it's pretty bad that San Antonio gets that 1 error. The first baseman, Sanabria. And that's going to be right there. The second for 1, and they got him. And that will do for the half inning. But Gabriel Gonzalez will get that one for the Wind Surge. It's 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error for San Antonio as we hit bottom of the first. And it's the Wind Surge 1-0. Jose Olivares coming in now as a right-hander getting ready. Go for the Wichita Wind Surge here in this one. The shortstop is Luis Verdugo as he comes in. It's about set to go here for the bottom of the first inning for San Antonio, and that's an inside strike, and the count now 0-1. Last night game of the week here in San Antonio. Then tomorrow afternoon at 1:05, our first pitch. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be high fly in the air straight away. That's a base hit to left, and just a few inches shy of the third baseman. And that is a pretty good one right there. Center fielder Kai Roberts coming in. Just about set to go here for his time on the plate for San Antonio. Here's the pitch. And that one is pelted high in the air. Both outfielders give a chase. It's gone! And the first home run by Kai Roberts. And San Antonio takes back the lead, 2-1. Well, that instant replay always looking good. 407 foot, 96 over a 6 exit velocity. Well, San Antonio, a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. After the second hole hitter comes in and hits that one. That one straight away, and that's a line drive up the left field for a base hit. Pretty good for Wichita, but evidently not too good enough as they get something going. That is back up the middle as it hits the mound right through second. And now that's going to be first and second for San Antonio on the Romeo Sanabria single. Did I say Wichita earlier? I meant San Antonio and Steph. And that's going to bring in Braden Carpathios. Carpathios ready to go. Wind up and the pitch. That one is in for the strike, and the count now 0-1. Carpathios plays the right field position. So far, pretty good. Here's pitch. That one high and outside is 1-1. Jose Olivares is having a tough time, and boy, first and second, still a base open. A base hit would load him up. And that one is a high pop-up straight away. And they're not going to do anything about it, as that won't get far outside. And that is one down. Well, Verdugo, Roberts, Azelis would be the leadoff three. Sanabria, Carpathios, Fabian, middle. Verdugo, Murphy, and Castagnon will round it out here on this Saturday night. And now the designated hitter, Albert Fabian. Boy, good thing we are seeing Francisco Acuna being on crutches and stuff. He's watching the ball game from the dugout, and so far pretty good about that. Having maybe a few players that helped him out. And that is going to be right there now to play foul. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, and that's a changeup right there in the end. And the count now at 1-2. 1-2, here's the pitch. That's going to be right there. Ground ball straight away. Second for 1. And they relay it in time. And that ends the inning. Boy, Kai Roberts getting a 2-run shot to straightaway center. And San Antonio now has a lead 2-1. So second inning coming in as Andy Lugo will get things ready to go. As we get ready to get things rocking and rolling for the second inning. About set to go for the top half of the second inning for Wichita. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Andy Lugo coming in as we start up the top half of the second inning for Wichita. Jackson Wolf on the mound for the Missions will start the second inning of work as he powers that one in for a strike. Gets the count now 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to the count here in this one. And that one is popped foul. The count now 0-2. The 0-2 delivery. Here's the pitch, and that is out of play, foul. And the count now at 0-2. 0-2 one more time. And that one is crushed. And tied up again. Andy Lugo getting one and powers that one up the left field, and that is a 2-2 tie. I'm going to tell you one thing, John. It gets things going, and so far that's what they're doing. Oh, yeah, they're getting up in there and getting things going. So far, always something to do. Here is Colleen Culpepper now. As that's down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom half of the order set to go in this one. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be high flying in the air, out of play. One ball, 1 strike to count. And the pitch. Is that one turned foul? The count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be right there. Ground ball straight away. And that's going to go right there. And now be an infield single. So a base hit comes in. And it literally gets something going. 2-2 tie here in the top half of the second inning here tonight. Here's the 8-hole batter, Garrett Spain, as he'll swing and miss at the initial offering. And the count now at 0-1. Runner at first, nobody out. And the pitch. And right there for strike 2. Well, a Saturday night where kids could come out to the ball game, and so far the school year is almost over as we get ready to have a pretty good summer. As a lot of kids and parents and everybody getting ready to go out for church camp and camps like Young Life there in Ocklawaha, Florida. I'll tell you a lot about that as I was there in 2013. We had a 4-episode series here on YouTube. Oh, man. Well, I'd like to hear a story about your Young Life adventure. Well, anyway, they called it Southwind a Young Life Camp there in Ocklawaha, Florida. Pretty good camp. We're surrounded by a lot of rainforest and stuff, but most evidently is a place where I loved it. And so far, if you've been to Florida, that's pretty good. Some of our fans out here are watching from the great state of Florida. And here's the pitch. It's right there in the count now, 0-1. It's also up to a team called the Florida Gators. It's a college football team that my dad loves to watch and watches them pretty good. Here's the pitch right there, down to the second base area, and that ends the inning. Well, it's 1-run shot, and it ties it up for Wichita, and it is a 2-2 ball game as we go to the bottom half of the second. Rosemont Verdugo coming in now as we lead off the bottom half of the second inning. So far, pretty good. Wind up and the pitch. That one is high in the air, straightaway right. And that is out number one.
Batting in, the left fielder, number one.
Well, the left fielder is Kai Murphy as he comes in. So tell me more about your adventure, John. All right, well, I will. Well, anyway, Florida, beautiful, beautiful place. We're about 2 to 3 hours west of Orlando in a town called Ocklawaha. What, hell? Ocklawaha, you've never heard of it? No, I've never heard of Ocklawaha. Do you want me to spell it for you? Yeah, you can spell it. Oh, right there, all the way to the base of the wall. Kai Murphy getting into a double, and he's there as the tie-breaking run gets into scoring position. So pretty good right there. Is pretty much really good. And so far, getting in there, getting stuff going here in this one. Marcos Castañon coming in as lead it off for San Antonio, and that's going to be an inside for a strike, and it's the count now at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, the count now to Castañon. Here's the 0-1, and that's a swing inside the dirt. And that's the count now, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, and that one's outside as 1-2. 1-2 the count here. And that one is outside, the count now 2-2. And the pitch. That one is right there, high in the air. And that's going to go. Runners at second and third now. The base hit comes in, but now San Antonio needs to get up there and power this one out of the ballpark, and they give them a 3-run advantage. Yeah, that would be pretty good there, John. It would put that one out of reach and give San Antonio a 5-2 lead in the game. Could see a lot of high scoring in this one. Last 2 nights in a row, Wichita winning Thursday night 1-0. San Antonio last night winning 1-0. So first time around that 2 of those teams won just 1-0 ball game. And that was 1 apiece. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2-1, 1 out. And that one is popped foul at 53 miles an hour. Man, I tell you what, that's just rough around the edges. And that's going to get down. Liner straight away. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, and San Antonio scores in a 2-run double. By golly, that was cool. Had to see that instant replay again, and now the Missions are getting up there to get something going. Well, the lead is taken back by San Antonio. It's now 4-2. And that one is outside. It's 1-0 by Roberts, who had the 2-run home run back in the first. Is 1 for 1. Saturday night baseball, live and on the air right there as that's going down. And that is out number 2. And runner at second back in safely to avoid a pickoff double play. Ethan Salas, 1 for 1 single coming in now. Runner at second, 2 down, 4-2 in San Antonio. dust him off the plate, as that's 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0. And that's going to be right there. Line drive. That's a base hit, and it gets down. And here comes a runner from second. And is in to score. And San Antonio will have a 3-run lead on the RBI double. Man, pretty good hits for San Antonio tonight. And trying to push across a run here. And so far, pretty good night. Yeah, it sure is. Romeo Sanabria, the next batter up. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that's going to be a high fly in the air up to left field, and that will do it. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and they leave, well, should I say 1 error. And we go to the third. San Antonio with the lead. It's now 5-2. Well, they do leave 1 on in this one. So back here in just a little bit as we get ready for the 3rd inning here tonight. San Antonio leading 5-2. Well, about set to go for the top half of the 3rd inning for Wichita. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Jordo Ortega coming in as we're set to go 3rd inning. Bob, do the honors. Just come on in anytime if you want. All right, John. Well, thank you.
No balls and one strike for the count. Here's the pitch, and that is going to be out of play, foul. The count now 0-2.
Now I got to say, give me a break for a little bit. Just come on in. Don't be shy.
Okay, thank you, John. Right there, high in the air, straight away. Sanabria getting after it. Make the play, and that is the out. Boy, I tell you one thing, just pretty good right there. So left fielder Gabriel Gonzalez is 1 for 1. The solo shot in the first inning. Already 30 pitches now for San Antonio starter Jackson Wolf as he comes in. Here's the pitch, and that one is foul. The count now 0-1. San Antonio having that 3-run lead against Wichita, which that is pretty good time being. And that's going to be right there, line drive. That is straight away. And that's going to get through for a 1-out single. And so far, just a long way to get this one finished off tonight. And so far, clouds are starting to break out a little bit as the sun is starting to come back out. And that's going to bring in Billy Emick as he comes in, reached on an error. He had the E5 on him, John, and I tell you, I don't think the manager was pretty happy with him.
I don't think any manager is happy.
So the count now 0-2 as that one is fouled and away. And here's the 0-2 delivery, and that's going to be right there. The second for one, and Taco Bell double play. They get them both.
And what a way to get that one done, and that comes to an inning, a decision.
Yeah, right there, John. Beautiful line drive as Castañon and Sanabria work together to get their outs.
The right fielder is Braden Carpathos coming in as 0 for 1, a fly out. Blue and orange tonight here in the sky. What a pretty color. Absolutely love that. Carpathos hits that one high in the air, straight away up to right field. Or correction, left field. Correct me, Bob.
Oh, okay. Well, it's in the left field area, so that's out number 1. Designated hitter is Albert Fabian as he comes in. Pretty good right there. Take that one in for the strike. And the count now at 0-1.
Boy, that manager, pitching coach, the whole bullpen watching this guy on the mound for Wichita.
That's a ball.
The count now 1-1. Yeah, John, they are watching him to see what he's doing. Olivares now at 33 pitches for the wind surge on the mound. Here's the 1-1, and that's going to get fouled off. The count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now. Beautiful night here as the last game night that we have here in San Antonio for at least a week. San Antonio will head to Frisco after tomorrow's game. Rosemont Verdugo. The count now is 3-2. Full count, swing and a miss, and they got him down. And that is out number 2.
I do got to say that San Antonio and Frisco will play a morning game on Tuesday. First pitch at 11:05. And so far going to be a pretty good, interesting start to their homestand against San Antonio and stuff. Here's the pitch, and that is going to be right there, line drive. That is up to the center field area, and that's getting through for a base hit. He's going to take the dare, and he is in ahead of the throw. Rosemont Verdugo gets into second, and he beats the throw. One Ty Murphy coming in, as he also gets something going. Ty Murphy coming in now, the left fielder. And the pitch. And that one is out of play, foul. And the count now 0-1. Murphy doubled last time up, is 1 for 1 here tonight. Yeah, tell you one thing, just absolutely love our 12 games here at home. This is game number 11. 12 is tomorrow. Here's the end of the inning, and that will come to an end, as that will be the side retired. So at least a run on a hit, and no errors, one left, and we head to the fourth. San Antonio with the lead, it's 5-2. Designated hitter is Henry Mendez, as he'll come in for Wichita. Top half of the fourth inning set to go, which end the strike, and the count now 0-1. 5-2 the lead here in this one. And that's in for a strike. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Blew it right by him for the second strikeout for Jackson Wolf. We will be back in our next homestand against Corpus Christi on the 26th through the 31st, and that's going to be inside for a strike, and the count now at 0-1. Here is the 0-1 delivery. High in the air, straightaway center. Roberts on his horse makes the play, and that's out number 2. Well, that was a beautiful line drive play right there, John. And now that'll bring in the shortstop, Pauline Culpepper. Well, singled is 1 for 1 here tonight. That's right, Bob. Yeah, right there in the end, and the count now 0-1. No balls and 1 strike the count, and here's the pitch. And that one's going to be right there and in for a base hit. So a no-out single continues this half inning. Now here is Garrett Spain. And the pitch. Right there, a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. I'll tell you one thing. Is getting up in there and getting things going here tonight. The 0-1, and that one's going to be right there. The count now 0-2. The 0-2 delivery. That one chopped foul, still hanging on, 0-2. The 0-2, one more. Called third strike, and they got him. Well, that ends the half inning, but San Antonio holds a pretty good lead, 5-2. We'll take a breather break right here as Marcos Castañon will come up to bat for San Antonio when we come back. Now set to go for the bottom of the fourth, right now the Missions Baseball Network. Marcos Castañon coming in. 5-2 lead for San Antonio. A pretty good one, as that one is a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. Windsurge bullpen, a righty and a lefty getting loose out there. That is Quinones and Nowlin getting ready to go in warm-up tosses. Right there and found the count now 0-2. The 0-2. And that is outside. The count now 1-2. One ball, two strikes to count. Here's the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss. And blew it right by him for the out. That'll bring in Luis Verdugo. 2 for 2, double single, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs. The pitch. Right there, and that is through. Base hit. Well, the second baseman tries to stop it. The shortstop tries to get in. They both become unsuccessful in stopping the ball. Olivares now giving up 10 hits, 5 runs. Earned run is 5. And 46 in this one. Manager's going to come in and pull Olivares out of this ball game, and so far he's seen enough out of the starter, as that's going to do for the Wichita man up, Jose Olivares.
Now pitching for Wichita, number 41.
Luis Quinones coming in now. It's a 4-seam curveball, changeup, and a 2-seam fastball. Coming up now for the Windsurge on the mound. Guy Roberts will greet him face to face. And that's going to be right there to second for 1. And they relay it in time, and that ends the inning. Well, anyway, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left on. 5th inning coming up. San Antonio with the lead. It's 5-2. So we're about set to go for the top of the 5th. When we come in as Ricardo Olivar will get ready to go. Now set to go for the top of the fifth right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Fifth inning is Ricardo Olivar, 9-1-2, due up for Wichita as he'll swing and miss in the count now 0-1. Well, we welcome you back to the ballpark and also our proud sponsors, West Creek Trail Rides and the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo and many more other proud sponsors we have affiliated with Missions Baseball. That one high in the air, straightaway center. Roberts under it. He'll make the play, and that is out number 1.
Now batting, the center fielder,
Maddox Houghton coming in now is 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out. Getting set to go here in this one, and the pitch is right there and in for the strike. And the count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, the count, and the pitch. That one is down and in, and the count now 1-1. Here's a 1-1 delivery, and that's going to be a high pop-up straightaway. Right field Carpathios will have it. And there is out number 2.
the batter number 8, second baseman,
Jorel Ortega coming in now is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a pop-out. Here's the pitch. And that one in for the strike. The count now 0-1. Here's the pitch. Right there. Intercepted by the shortstop. Not in time as he'll beat it out. So that'll be an infield single. Well, what a way to get something going. And boy, so far, pretty good on top of that. That is for sure. Well, in now, left fielder Gabriel Gonzalez. 2 for 2, a home run single, RBI. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one is a high pop-up, straightaway center. And the center fielder, Kai Roberts, gets down and holds on to it. That will do for the half inning. Well, we go bottom half of the 5th inning now, and here he is, Ethan Salas, is 2 for 2, a double, a single, an RBI, and that's why he's a 2 for 2 here tonight. That is right there. Liner straightaway up to right field, and that's through for a hit. Well, the first 2 innings of the ball game has been pretty exceptional. Wichita with 1 and 1 in both the first and second innings. San Antonio 2 and 3 as well in the bottom halves. Sanabria is first baseman here tonight, 1 for 2. And here is the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. The count now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. That one is high fly in the air, straightaway center, and that is out number 1.
Now batting, right fielder, Carpathios.
Braden Carpathios coming in. 0 for 2 and 2 flyouts. Here's the pitch. And that is back up to the mound right in time, and they get a double play. Boy, pretty unique play as we see it in the instant replay. The pitcher gets it, throws to second in time, and there we go. Double play in this one. As we look at the halfway point of this ball game, as boy, just a pretty good one here. San Antonio in the lead. It's now 5-2.
Just a pretty good one here tonight in this one. But now getting into the latter part of the evening as we get things rocking and rolling here for the top half of the sixth inning. Well, leading it off is Billy Amick as he'll lead it for the sixth inning for Wichita. There's a line look at our score. Amick coming in now is ready to go. And here's the pitch. That one high fly in the air, straight away up to second base. And that is out number one.
Now batting, designated hitter,
Henry Mendez coming in is 0 for 2 with strikeout and a ground out. Here's the pitch. And that one popped foul, and the count now 0-1. No balls, one strike the count. And the pitch is right there, not a play foul. Still hanging on in this one. The 0-2 delivery, and that's a high flyer, straightaway center. Roberts under it will make the grab, and that's the out.
the batter, the first baseman,
Andy Lugo coming in was a solo shot in the second. 1 for 2 up today. Boy, so far, pretty good ball game here tonight, right, Bob? Yeah, I got to say, John, it's coming in pretty good. And so far, if San Antonio holds a 3-run lead, and they continue to do what they're doing, that's even better. Well, that one, the count now, 0-2. Well, Jackson Wolf going pretty strong for his bullpen. And that's going to be a right there, straightaway center field. That's a line for the base hit. So pretty good right there. That'll bring in Kaylin Culpepper. Here's pitch.
That's a balk.
And they're going to call a balk right there. And the runner will have second base. Here's pitch. High in the air, straightaway center. Center field will run it down, and that will end the inning. So nothing doing as that will end the half inning. And San Antonio continues their 3-run lead against Wichita. Bottom of the sixth coming up. The Mission's out in front, 5-2.
Now pitching for Wichita.
Well, Jalen Nolan is coming in as he'll get us started in the bottom half of the sixth inning, set to go in this one.
Now set to go for the bottom of the sixth right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Jalen Nowlin is coming in as a four-seam slider, changeup, and a two-seam fastball. Welcome you back to the Saturday Night Live broadcast here in San Antonio, Texas, as Albert Fabian, the designated hitter, coming in, is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Getting things ready to go here in the bottom of inning number 6. Wind up and the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. Last night game of this homestand. And so far, pretty good. That's going to be a liner. It gets down and falls up the left field for a base hit.
Now batting, third baseman,
Rosemond Verdugo coming in now. And the pitch is in for the ball. The count now 1-0. For tomorrow's forecast, cloudy skies, a stray afternoon shower, or even a thunderstorm possible tomorrow. Most evidently starting at 1:05 to 4:05 tomorrow. Cloudy conditions. Not a threat of severe weather of any kind, but slight chance. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch held up in time and in for a strike. And the count now at 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner at first. And that's a swing and a miss. Count now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Right there, straight away, and that's through for a hit. Runner going to first to third, and he's in there. And that has the runner at 90 feet away. Just a base hit more would literally get something going. That'll bring in the left fielder, Ty Murphy. As he'll take that one in for a strike. The count now 0-1. 1 for 2 double today by Murphy. The 0-1. That one is high in the air, straight away. And he goes. And he beats it out. And the run is in to score. And San Antonio tonight scores in their 6th run on the RBI.
now batting, the second baseman.
Marcos Castañon, the second baseman, 1 for 2 double. The last time up in this ball game. And the pitch. That one is just outside, and the count now at 1 ball and no strikes. Ball, no strikes, the count now. And the pitch. That one is a high flyer, straight away out of play. And the count now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that's going to be lofted high in the air, straight away. And no, they're going to have to call him back to first, so they'll hold him up to avoid a double play. And that's going to bring in Luis Verdugo. 3 for 3, a double. Boy, this guy really is doing good. Double, 2 singles, 2 RBIs. And that one's going to be crushed. High in the air, straight away. It's gone! That one by Luis Verdugo. And his first one puts it out of reach, and San Antonio has taken a big lead. It's now 8-2. Boy, pretty good right there, John, as he gets that one going. And so far, it looks like that will do for the reliever here tonight. Not happy about his stellar performance. And so far, that will do here for the starter for Wichita.
Number 74.
Well, here's my guy right here, the right-hander Trent Baker coming out now. A four-seam changeup slider and a two-seam fastball. Pretty cool as we get going. Here's pitch. And that one is popped foul. The count now 0-1. Two-run shot in the home first. Ty Roberts. Here's pitch. High in the air, straight away up to left field, and the left fielder takes it. And that will be out number 3. But Luis Verdugo getting a 3-run shot. And it puts them 8-2 as we head to the 7th inning. We'll take a breather as Garrett Spain, Olivar, and Houghton will get things ready for the 7th when we come back. San Antonio 8, Wind Surge 2. Foul set to go for the top half of the 7th inning for Wichita right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Garrett Spain coming in as we welcome you back to the broadcast on the show network. 8-2 San Antonio, a pretty good sizable lead. It's Wichita down to their final 9 outs here tonight. Gotta say, it is starting to turn out to be a pitch-perfect evening as our last night game of this homestand is coming in. So right there, the count now 0-1 to Ricardo Olivar, who is 0 for 2 as a fly out and a line out. Especially with our road trip upcoming to Frisco. Going to be a pretty good one. That's going to be right there, and that's going to be dropped. And here comes the runner, not in time, and that will put runners at second and third. And now the left fielder, Kai Murphy, will get tagged the error on an E7. Not a good thing. Now the Wind Surge and San Antonio made one error apiece in this game. Here is Maddox shooting, and right there, appeal down to Jerry Tomlinson. And it is now the count now 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That one right there, and that is high fly in the air, out of play foul. Then the count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, and that is outside. And the count now at 0-2. Still hanging on. The 0-2. High in the air, straight away. And that's right there. Here comes the runner. And is in to score on the sac fly. And it's now a 5-run lead. Still San Antonio hanging on to that 5 runs.
Well, here is Joriel Ortega, who's 1 for 3 single. And here's the pitch. That one is got high in the air, straight away, center field. And boy, that is pretty good as he gets that one for the out.
Well, that is for sure. So far for a Saturday night, Jackson Wolf has 66% of his pitches going pretty well.
Well, here is Gabriel Gonzalez coming in. It's 2 for 3, a home run, single, RBI, and a run. Runner has second scoring position. And the pitch right there down in the dirt. It's a count now 0-1. Well, so far, a pretty good night. And don't forget one more tomorrow as we bring you a live action with John Baker and myself. As it'll be a day game. Gray skies, a little rain chances. Most definitely. And that one's going to be right there. Line drive. That's a base hit. And now the 4th run for Wichita comes in as now it'd be a 4-run lead. San Antonio is basically being on high alert in this game. And so far, they just got to keep up the momentum. Well, Jackson Wolf now at 75 pitches as that's a high pop-up as the right fielder gets that one, and that ends the inning. Carpathios gets that one, and we head now to the bottom half of the 7th inning. And take me out to the ball game. San Antonio leads it by 4. It's 8-4. Ethan Salas coming in as we lead off the bottom of the 7th for San Antonio when we come back.
Bounce at the go for the bottom of the seventh right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Ethan Salas coming in as we're set to go as we welcome y'all back after the seventh inning stretch here at the ballpark. San Antonio 8, Wichita 4. Right there, ground ball straight to first in time as that will be out number 1. Romeo Sanabria coming in. It's a 1-for-3 single. Here's pitch. Right there, ground ball straight to second in time at first. Then there is 2 down.
Now batting, right fielder, Braden Carpathia.
Braden Carpathios coming in as a right fielder. Light out in the first is 0 for 3. Boy, still a little ways from finishing off this game tonight. Right there in a swing and a miss, count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to count. Downstairs, 1-1. The pitch. And that is a swing and a miss, count now 1-2.
Ball.
And that right there is the count now 2-2. That's right there, and that is straight away up to first, and that will end the inning. Well, gotta say, an error committed. Well, actually, say 2 errors for San Antonio. Well, it's 8-4 in this game. Missions up by the 8-4. Designated hitter is Henry Mendez as he comes in. Strikeout and a flyout, ground out is 0 for 3 here this evening. Pitch number 75 is well in, and that's going to be down the pike. And so far, that will be a no-out double for Henry Wolf. Henry Mendez. I do apologize right there. You know, my eyes playing tricks on me, I tell you. Well, that's going to do. Jackson Wolf, now 76 pitches, now over the limit of his time on the mound. And so far, they're going to put in Sean Boyle as he'll get in for San Antonio. And that's going to do for the starter, Jackson Wolf, as he comes in. Now the ball game back to the dugout. Sean Boyle coming in now as he'll get his time on the mound in relief. It's a 4-seam slider and a changeup. Getting ready to go for San Antonio. Andy Lugo coming in, 2 for 3 of the night. Will take an inside strike. And it's the count now, 0-1. Boy, already starting to get dark out here at the ball game. 8-4 contest. And that's right there. Glove by the third baseman for the out. And there is 1 down. Boy, Wichita down to their final 5 outs here tonight. Here's Colin Culpepper. So the pitch coming in, and right there, out of play, foul. And the count now at 0-1. The 0-1. And that is right there, line drive, and that's a base hit. And that's going to bring in the 5th run. Now San Antonio leading by 3. But still, Mission's trying to hold down the fort. And so far trying to do that as well. Here is Garrett Spain as that will be in for the strike. And the count now 0-1. 1 for 3 single and a run by the right fielder here tonight. 0-1. And that one is out. And the count now 1-1. 4,561 tonight's attendance. Pretty good right here, and that is fouled off, and the count now 1-2.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, John. Getting pretty interesting on how we're starting to see things for
Both sides here tonight. That is for sure. A lot of home runs starting to come in as we look at 8-5 our score. San Antonio leading the charge with 3 runs. And still hanging on. The count now still holding 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one fouled off and still hanging on. Well, evidently with the severe weather coming in, I do believe that right there comes pretty good. That one fouled in the way. The count now 1-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. Blew it right by him for the out. And that is out number 2. Ricardo Olivar is 0 for 3, line out in the second inning. 8th inning going pretty quick here, and that is out of play, foul. The count now 0-1. The pitch. And that is in for a strike. The count now 0-2. Ricardo Olivar coming in for Wichita, and that is foul. So still hanging on in this one. The 0-2. And the cutter's downstairs, and the count now 1-2. The pitch.
Nope. Ball.
And that is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ricardo Olivar. And the payoff. High in the air, straight away. Up to the first base area. Sanabria will make the play, and that's the inning. Highland Culpepper getting a home run. And so far now making it a 8-5. Well, I should say 3-run trail for Wichita. And that will be the inning over. Albert Fabian coming in, 1 for 3 here tonight. Boy, tell you one thing, it is nighttime already, as most definitely the city is well lit. Our ball game is well lit. Rosemond Verdugo coming in, 2 for 3, double single. So far, a pretty good night thus far. It'd be our last night game of the homestand. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, 1:05 to 4:05, our game. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be high flying in the air straight away. Running after it will be the right fielder, and he'll make the play for out number 2. Well, the left fielder, Kai Murphy, coming in, 1 for 2 double. So 1 more game as we get ready to go for Sunday. Between Wichita and San Antonio, it'll be their 12th game end of the road, as boy, the Wind Surge will return to their ballpark to take on the Tulsa Drillers. It's right there, and that will be out number 3, as that will be the side retired. So 9th inning coming up with 3 outs to go, and that will be San Antonio's lead, 8-5. Leading off for Wichita, center fielder Madux Houghton. So for 3, flight out in the first inning. Sean Boyle coming in to his next half inning of work. And that is out of play. The count now 0-1. The 0-1 delivery. And that is in for a strike. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. High pop up straight away. The catcher has his eyes on it, and that is out number 1. Well, the home crowd getting pretty good as we all look at it. So far, a pretty nice night. Crowd's starting to really come on in, but nothing serious. One ball and no strikes to count. Here's the pitch for Jorel Ortega. Here's the pitch. That's a high pop-up. Straight away, out of foul. So far, 9-time ball game and pretty good one. Everybody having a pretty good night thus far, and San Antonio having that pretty good night one last time.
That's down, that's a ball.
And that is down, and that will be the count now 2-2. We'll see where that is. And the call stands. It's now 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. And that is strike 3 called, and that is 2 down. Gabriel Gonzalez, 3 for 4, a home run, 2 singles, 2 RBIs. Is in for the strike. The count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. And that is high fly in the air and out of play foul. And 1 more strike to go for Wichita here tonight. 0-2. Swing and a miss. And that's the ball game. San Antonio winning a pretty good one, and now they will move off to second place, beating the Wichita Wind Surge by a final score of 8-5. So pretty good right there, as that will pretty much do it. Well, Frisco and San Antonio tied 20. They're pretty good as getting in. Boy, and that's what we needed, was a great energy boost to get something really going. It's a pretty nice day today, as we'll get ready for our final game between the 2 ball clubs tomorrow night. Last time around, Wichita will be here in San Antonio. So far, we want everybody to come back to the ballpark, as we will have Game 6, and that'll wrap us up in the 12-game homestand. Well, 8-5, our final score here tonight. San Antonio takes Game 5, and the fireworks are going on right now, as we'll bring you runs, hits, and errors. For San Antonio, 8 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors. And for Wichita, 5, 11, and 0. Jose Alvarez is the loss for Wichita. Luis Verdugo, 4 for 4, a home run and 2 doubles. Jackson Wolf is the winner for the Missions here this evening. Well, anyway, got to say tonight was a pretty good one, and so far, don't forget tomorrow, 1:05, our first pitch, and then it's off to go to Frisco. We'll have a 11:05 Tuesday morning game against the Frisco Rough Riders. And yeah, pretty good one.
Well, anyway, final time. This one, San Antonio 8, Wichita 5. So have a good night, everybody. Good night, John. Yep, good night to you.